other speaker is Dr. Sadhan Ghosh, who I think many of you have met before, and please come up and also help us at the theme of the conference.
Traditional hierarchy of Wests. Everybody, this is a very popular concept all over the world. You know that even we are talking about the zero waste, zero landfill, and circular economy. These are the 15 the biggest landfill site in the world, and which includes US, India, even Italy, a small country, but they have, one of the 15 biggest landfill sites. And there are some, of course, we are very happy that we have 2 out of those 15. And you know that Hong Kong, Guinea, China, of course, Kenya, Guatemala, they are the countries who has one of the biggest landfill site out of this 15. And moreover, not only this figure, we also see that even today, in 2017-18, there are a number of grants for developing the landfill site. Of course, it is good that nowadays, in many of the developing countries, not all, that the grant for the landfill site is given for the SLA. But you know that parallelly, there are a number of dumping sites which are created in different countries, which has to be stopped. One of the landfill sites in Bangladesh, I visited in February 2017, huge. And you know that it's encouraging that in that site, it is in Kullam, they have a compost plant. But you know that unless and otherwise the waste is segregated at source, the compost will be dumped in the compost plant. And what is happening there? It is not, the farmers are not encouraged to use those composts because of heavy metals and many other contamination. So in that way, the first and foremost thing which is needed in different countries is segregate your waste. And if you segregate your waste, you can reduce your landfill or downside. Because if you segregate your waste, the waste cost, the return on the waste, if you sell it, it is more, and that will attract people not to throw it away. There are many issues. Land availability. In some countries, land in effluents, so they just throw it. And traditionally, that is the point where the landfill site and the dumping concept came, long back. But in India, we are very happy that a major portion, there was poverty. The poor people were there. And we had the tradition of recycling the material, reuse the material for a long time. And that's why what is generated waste, a major portion, we are now recycling around 27 to 35% of the wastes which are being generated. Poor awareness and NIMBY, waste segregation, that is a major issue. Waste available technology, you know that there are a number of technologies. But the technology, appropriate technology for the particular waste, it is not available or it is very difficult to sustain. And moreover, even if you can develop the technology, it is very tough to have the market for recycled product. So these are all the challenges and issues why many people are not interested to reduce the landfill side, but the regulatory mechanism has to be there to reduce the landfill side. You know, these are all 32 European countries who are reducing landfill as well as increasing the recycling. The OECD, it's a good news that OECD has reduced the waste generation data, the waste generation. And as a matter of fact, now many of the countries are following the model for OECD. Australia is also doing well, and there are some reduction targets for different countries. And in India, what we have done is, in 2014, we have taken a target of reducing landfill site and to the maximum of 10% waste go to the landfill site. What are the mechanisms? We have revised and redesigned 6 waste management rules. What are those? Solid Waste Management Rule 2016, US Management Rule 2016, Plastic Waste Management Rule 2016, C and D Waste Management Rule. We did not have it, but we have introduced this because we know that in landfill site, nearly 20% of the waste is CD waste in India. So in that way, that has been reduced to drastically. And we have the Hazardous Waste Transboundary and Other Waste Management Rule 2016 and Biomedical Waste Rule 2016. So in this way, India is now in a very good position so that in next 5 to 6 years' time, we will be very proud of having low landfill site and the waste which are going to landfill will be very, very low and the recycling percentage will be very high. This is based on the circular economy and the 5R model. You know that Swachh Bharat mission, these are the processes. I mean, landfill is the minimum, recycling, composting, biomethanation, waste-to-energy. But waste-to-energy, we are not putting more emphasis. We are putting more emphasis the waste segregation and also the bioprocesses like composting and gas generation from biomethanation, etc. So we have the Swachh Bharat mission. That's a very big program taken in 2014 where these 6 components, out of those 6 components, 3 components are directly related to the solid waste management. And we have taken 4,061 cities in the country and nearly 5.5 million of villages which are covered under this project. It's a huge number. And you know that we have put on tax, the Swachh Bharat mission says 0.5% on the income tax. So as a matter of fact, the money which will be spent on Swachh Bharat mission is coming as a major portion as tax from the general people. And we have given WTE that all the industry, if there are WTE plants, they must take power from the WTE plant, at least 5% of their generation. Parallelly, the co-processing also. This is the model which India is now based on, mainly the waste segregation. We are putting more emphasis on waste segregation and the treatment. And you know the minimum waste to the landfill site. And this is one of my CP which I am taking care of for the project itself. And out of the 6,000 people, we are taking to the landfill only 2 tons per day, and rest of the materials we are recycling. And we have incorporated around, say, 50 self-help group ladies who are doing the job. These are some of the statistics. I will not go into the detail. This, my paper and also the PPT are available. But we have 94 megawatt of capacity of WTE, and a few years' time, 2-3 years' time, it will be enhanced to 404 megawatt. And there are more than 3 lakhs, 0.3 million of biogas plants in India operating, smaller and bigger. And you know that co-processing in cement plant is one of the major areas which we are striking to, and we are, in this month, we will be releasing the standard for RDF. Swachh Sarvekshan, that is my last part of this speech. You know that Swachh Sarvekshan is a survey. Each year we are incorporating what all the cities and villages have done with respect to the objective is concerned. And this year, by March 2018, we will complete the survey of 226,000 villages and 4,061 cities. So these are some of the issues by which we are incorporating the landfill site reduction. And you know that these are some of the photos, challenges, and of course, the last part is you are invited to a meeting today at 5:45 with the courtesy of Dr. Marsky, and the conference you can attend. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and Marsky for giving me the opportunity to hear.
Thank you, Sadhan. This concludes our opening plenary. We now get into what we like to call the breakout sessions, the working sessions. All of our speakers are doing a lot of work here. I'd like to thank them for that.